Hey, you guys, I wanted to come on here and cover a story about a black woman who just recently bought her own gas station. Before I get into the story, I think I'm going to incorporate the success stories into my content to help break the monotony of the issues that we face. Because to be honest, y'all, even though the world has it out for us, we still have to remember to celebrate the wins in our community at the same time. So this story comes from Atlanta Black Star, and so I'll go ahead now and get into the story. So it starts off by saying Kimberly Clarity Walker is the franchise owner of the Arlington Expressway BP gas station in Jacksonville, Florida. The store has been open now for almost a year, and the 44-year-old said that even though the road to becoming reportedly the first black-owned BP gas station owner in Jacksonville hasn't been easy, she is interested in investing more. She said, "It'll be days where you want to give up, but you have to have that drive, that determination that will continue to open doors." The serial entrepreneur reflects on becoming a franchisee. Walker says while her business manager was negotiating the deal, the former owners couldn't seem to stop asking who was purchasing the franchise. They began to ask, were we U.S. citizens? She, the business manager, said they are U.S. citizens. And I'm standing in for my client. It made me wonder why they kept asking, and then I realized later why, Walker said. This is a major win for black women, you guys, and more importantly, the black community. One thing you guys have got to understand is that black ownership is microscopic in terms of owning such a huge stake in the industry. And so when you invest in the oil and gas business, that is so very lucrative. And the best part about something of this magnitude is that being a gas station owner allows you to make money back on your investment in a very short period of time. And this almost models the purchase of something like a McDonald's because of the high demand of fast food in this country. And this is a food chain that generates so much money within a year or less. And when you think about how many people come to a gas station on a daily, not just people with regular cars, trucks, and SUVs, think about the truckers who drive semis and have to use diesel fuel and spend so much fueling up for hours. So really, this business is like a gold mine, and it would be nice to see more black gas station owners. This is so huge and impressive, you guys. However, I do think we need to acknowledge her struggle because, as she stated, this was not an easy feat. She had to mentally discipline herself, and I'm sure on numerous days to keep her determination. But see, this is what I really like about black women is that they are go-getters. They don't let obstacles deter them from achieving whatever goal they're trying to reach, and even when it looks impossible, they still figure out ways to persevere. And I'm sure she was very flustered and frustrated at times regarding the comments from the former business owners asking who was making the purchase. This is something that is indeed debilitating because the way that this society is designed, it's like, wait a minute, you're black. You're not supposed to be an owner of a major oil chain. You can own other things, but this is supposed to be for anyone that's not black. And normally, you guys, this is a way that a lot of them feel. They could care less about your money or the fact that you're able to pay business taxes for the business. The design of this country and the world, as far as I'm concerned, is constructed on the basis of race. And the world has this perception that black people are not supposed to appear anywhere close to major ownership of businesses that produce such a large amount of money annually. And another thing that you have to take into account is that oil is a business that people of Middle Eastern descent typically either have a large monopoly in, or it's dominated heavily by the larger society. And so again, this is why her acquisition of this gas station is such a wonderful thing. The questions that they asked to me were a sheer example of covert racism. Remember, I told you guys to be cognizant of code and language. They repeatedly kept asking her, were they U.S. citizens, as if black Americans shouldn't have access to this much money and then be able to invest it into a gas station that's known to be extremely profitable. But there is more to the story, so let's just go ahead and keep reading. So it says, it wasn't until after the deal was done that the previous owners finally laid eyes on the new franchisee. Also, it wasn't until later that Walker realized she had made history as reportedly the first black owner of the BP gas station in the state. "He was totally shocked that we are African Americans," Walker said. Walker is a serial entrepreneur and has a list of businesses under her belt. The mother of six said funds from her other establishments helped her to make this latest dream of hers a reality. "I am the owner of the BP gas station on Arlington Expressway along with Walker's property investment, Walker's Food Mart, and also Serenity Adult Home Care and KN Lawn. and pressure washing services, Walker said. She said she has a goal to inspire others to know no matter your circumstances, what you set your mind to is obtainable. Walker said is because she too has faced her share of trial and error. A lot of people say that the sky is the limit, but I say the sky isn't the limit because the sky does not have a limit. So don't let anyone limit you on anything that you want to do. You go have no's, you keep pressing until you get a yes, Walker said. Walker admits that she had some difficulty adjusting to becoming a franchisee and said she would open more. It's no surprise that Black women are the most educated in this country, but in addition to that, they are also the majority business owners and entrepreneurs in the Black community because really they represent the adamant persistence in our community. And Kimberly is an example of that. She never gave up even in the face of covert racism, and she clearly embodies financial responsibility because I'm sure it took a lot of strategic planning and saving in order to make this investment, so she's more than business savvy. She knew exactly how and what to do to gain ownership, and we need more Black people to follow this same process. Let Kimberly be an example that it isn't impossible. A lot more of us can do this if we have a firm belief in ourselves and we never give up in our pursuit of success. Now, she is the first Black woman in the whole state of Florida to have this, and I think that is beyond incredible. But you guys heard it also, she's a serial entrepreneur. This is nothing new to her. Her purpose is to be in possession of ownership, and really this is her niche. All of this, and she's a mom too. She is what we should all strive to be. And I want to divert for a second because I want to help you guys really understand something, and hopefully this will help a lot of us understand the market of investing, stocks, bonds, etc. So let's use the period of time from 2020 when COVID-19 hit. Think about it. COVID is pretty new at the time. People are forced to self-quarantine and only go out when absolutely necessary. So this means no one could go on a cruise, no one could take any flights, and a lot of industries in general were affected by this. But here's the good thing. When something of monumental proportions happens like this, the correlating stock of that company begins to fall. And keep in mind, this is applicable to publicly traded companies and organizations. Sometimes stocks for businesses fall to an all-time low, and this is where you guys will come into play. So let us say, for example, that Carnival Cruise has stocks right now that cost $10 per stock. By purchasing some of this stock during this time and closely monitoring those changes over the course of the several few weeks and months, you should start to see some changes. Now, obviously, people still aren't doing cruises right now because of the pandemic, but let's hypothetically pretend that everything is back to normal and COVID is like 98% under control. People will start resuming life as they knew it prior to COVID, which means cruises will resume. Airlines will continue business at a higher rate, which means the stocks of those companies start to increase because the demand for that need will go up. And the stocks that you purchase will also start to increase. So let's say, for example, if you bought 7 stocks, depending on the percentage you get from that stock, you can make double the amount of your initial investment. Now, keep in mind, this is a gamble. If you know how to research the statistics of stock risings and decreases over the years, you generally are able to tell when and how much to invest for that company. And this is something that I highly recommend and incentivize Black people to learn because I feel like for us, this is largely untapped. And we can make so much money from this if we had more financial and economic literacy. I invested in some stock myself last year, and I remember that I did it for an oil business, and I'm not even kidding you guys. I made an extra $200 on top of my original investment. So please get into Forex trading, watch YouTube videos. They show you the mechanics of how to do it, even if you're a beginner and you're not quite sure how it goes. Anyone can learn how to do it. Just take an hour or two out of your day and watch the tutorials because that's how I learned. And I just want to say congratulations again to Kimberly Walker. You are a Black Girl Magic and you are such an inspiration to look up to and a perfect example of what the Black community should look up to. And like I said, you guys, I'm going to start incorporating these success stories into my channel, so please check and look out for those. But in the meantime, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next one.